Hi everyone, this video is going to be a little bit different from what I usually post. It's not a gameplay video, or at least that's not really the main focus, because someone asked me in the comments about my thoughts on the Season 6 Mercy changes, or, well, nerfs I guess I should say, and then the new support hero coming out. Since, well, we haven't gotten in much official information on her, but I'll get into that in a little bit. I guess I'll start off with the Mercy changes, because that was what was asked first. I left a very long-winded reply on on the comment itself, but then I realized that maybe it deserved a video on its own, especially since I think I've been talking about it for a while now. So for those of you who don't know, it was announced in a developer blog, I believe, by ᵐᵉᵒ that in Season 6, Mercy's damage boost is being reduced from 30% to 25%, which is a change that a lot of people have been asking for a while now. In all honesty, I'm not very happy about it. Like, I'm not going to say I'm excited for it to happen. Not necessarily surprised that it happened either, because like I said, people have been asking about this pretty much since Season 1 when ᵐᵉᵒ was released, and then Season 2 when she was like quote unquote nerfed, but still not really nerfed when she had a Mercy pocket. And then it's just Mercy's damage boost has been cropping up in conversations about pretty much almost every overpowered DPS since Overwatch 2 launched. So I'm not surprised it happened at all, really. I figured they were going to do this eventually, just to kind of see if it would work, or at least to, in an attempt to please everybody who's been asking for it. So not surprised. I don't want to, like I said in my comment, I don't want to pass too much judgment too early, because I haven't played it yet myself, so I can't necessarily say whether it's going to absolutely kill the character. I don't necessarily think it will, but I am worried that it may, that it's going to eventually, that it's going to somehow like significantly reduce the value Mercy provides to her team. And if Mercy's value is reduced enough, then there's really no point to be playing Mercy. Because damage boost and res are the only utility that Mercy provides to her team. Her healing it's decent, but like if you want healing, you're gonna play a different support. Or if you want more healing, you're gonna play a different support. You're not really gonna play Mercy. And if this 25%, if it's significant enough to make it to where like it would just be more optimal to play a different hero like Zenyatta or something if you want a damage boost character, or even Illari, the new one, because according to the leaks that have come out online, I think it's her ultimate that does that, but again, nothing official's come out. Anyway, you could, if you want a damage boost, why pick Mercy, who can only damage boost one person at a time, when you could play Zenyatta, who makes enemies take 25% more damage. But it affects the whole team as well as Zenyatta himself. And then in terms of, so it's like that's what I'm worried about in terms of how it'll affect the overall value Mercy provides. According to the devs, they're saying it's like not that bad, or like they think that it'll be just enough to where they don't have to worry about certain heroes' breakpoints anymore. And by certain heroes, I mean like ᵐᵉᵒ, Pharah. I don't know if Soldier's one of them or not. Ashe, those heroes, basically all the heroes you hear about when people complain, or that people complain about in terms of Mercy damage boost. So the devs are hoping that that'll make it to where they can adjust those breakpoints a little bit more. They have finer tuned control over those breakpoints without having to worry about damage boost affecting them. Like I said, I don't know what the effect will be yet. I don't necessarily think that it will, I mean, it's definitely not going to improve Mercy's value, I can say that, but I don't know if, how significant of a reduction it's going to be. Or if it's going to be maybe something that we barely even notice. There's no way to tell as of right now. I was also, like I said in my comment, I was also hoping that, like, if they're going to nerf damage boost, that they would give some kind of buff in comparison. Like, I know it's probably not a great idea to be asking for, like, compensatory buffs, but Mercy's kind of only been nerfed since Overwatch 2 started. And so if they're gonna nerf the one of the only abilities she has that actually provides value to the team, I was hoping that they might buff her GA in some way, buff her movement a little bit more. I'm not even asking for, like, not even like in a big way, you know, maybe just like a 0.5 second reduction on her cooldown or something. Maybe that's too, yeah, that might even be too much, but just something to make it add a little bit, just add something back to her kit since they're taking away that 5%. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, because I think then if they did that, people might complain in the opposite direction again, that she'd be too hard to kill again, even if it would bring some of the fun back to her kit and make her a little bit more of an engaging character to play, but that's my opinion. But I don't think it's gonna happen because, I mean, I don't know for sure because they didn't talk about all of the hero changes in the developer blog, and according to Mr. Aaron Keller, they're changing about half the hero roster. So maybe they do have like some kind of secret buff thrown in there, and they only talked about damage boost because it was the bigger thing in their opinion. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, and I'm seriously hoping that they didn't put Mercy on the chopping block and then just decide to butcher her, because even though I haven't really been playing her at a higher level in comp for a while, I would like to start doing that. But but if she's ends up at the bottom of the barrel, then unfortunately I don't think that will happen. At least not with, I don't want her to get like the Lifeweaver treatment in comp where if you pick her, everybody just assumes you're throwing, you know? I really hope that doesn't happen. But I don't want to be a naysayer, you know, be like, oh no, she's going to be awful, because I don't really think I don't think it's going to go that far. Hopefully. So that's my thoughts on that. Basically not excited, not surprised either. Disappointed, but not surprised. That meme. Can't say too much about can't say anything too definite about the effect it'll have on Mercy and the game as a whole, because I haven't played it yet. And then ᵐᵉ, I hope I'm saying her name right, because I don't think they've announced or released anything on like how it's pronounced, so if I'm not saying it right, please let me know. New support hero. She looks kind of funky, like, I mean in a good way, like a groovy way. Excuse my like 60s lingo, but she looks like she's gonna be fun to play. They said in the dev blog that they're hoping they don't want to have another Lifeweaver happen in terms of like a character is released and they're god awful on release, but they also don't want her to be overpowered on release and then have to nerf her like a whole bunch. So I don't remember entirely what was leaked about her abilities, but essentially her whole kit was leaked online. I kind of only barely paid attention to it because I don't like looking at leaks a whole lot. But from what I understand, it's like her, one of her abilities is going to be, she throws out a turret that sticks to walls, kind of like Sims, but it heals people instead of doing damage, kind of like that April Fool's patch from a while back where Sims turrets healed. Except this one, ᵐᵉ's is bigger and I presume has more health and does more healing. So that honestly sounds really interesting to me. People have support players. We have been asking for first of all, more like different healing mechanics for a while, and Kiriko came in and hers was kind of cool. Lifeweaver's is kind of cool. But I mean, when you come down to it, those two really are just you throw things at people and they get healed. So not really that like creative. Not that I don't like them, but this one sounds really interesting because people have been talking about having a support that heals via turret literally for years now. I think they've been talking about it ever since before ᵐᵉ got her rework, which was, God, I don't know how long ago, 2018 I want to say. So it's been an idea floating around the community for a while now, and it's interesting to actually see it like come into fruition. So I'm really excited to see what she's gonna do, or like how that works, because it's gonna be, you thought people were screaming destroy the turrets before. I think it's definitely gonna go up now. When if you don't destroy the turret, whoever you're fighting isn't gonna die rather than you dying. I don't exactly remember what her other abilities are. I'm assuming she probably has, like, maybe on her weapon, she probably has like a primary heal, and then the turret is more like an ability. Because I think relying on just the turret to heal people could be a little difficult, so to speak. Because from the trailer that was released today, it looks like the turret only heals one person at a time, but I could be wrong. Because it's hard to tell. I think it only heals one person at a time, and so I'm assuming she probably has like some kind of healing on her gun that like probably isn't, maybe not as good as whatever the turret's got going on. But again, I don't know, because they haven't done, like, as far as I'm aware, they haven't done like an official like announcement for her and what her abilities are like they usually do, which is odd. It's a little odd, 2 days before the season starts, and we know next to nothing about the new hero besides what has been leaked to us. Just weird. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited for her. She seems like she's really fun, and she's gonna have like a very different play style, because I can't tell if like maybe you should play more defensive on her, like, like how you're supposed to play break, staying with your second support. Sorry if you can hear me moving around. Like how you're supposed to play Brig, staying with your second support to protect them, and then maybe you throw the turret into your front line or like somewhere where it can help them. Or if you're gonna play like not super aggressive, but if you're gonna play more aggressive with her, like the DPS Kiriko play style. Because I'm not sure how much damage she does. I don't know if it's going to be like Kiriko, or she does a lot of damage and therefore she can adopt that more aggressive playstyle, or if maybe she's going to be like Lifeweaver, where Lifeweaver now, not Lifeweaver on launch, current Lifeweaver, where he does like a decent enough amount of damage, but his abilities, like his whole kit, is still more focused on utility rather than doing damage directly himself. So, yeah, I'm excited to see where she fits in, because every time we get a new support, I think well, not every time, actually. Now that I've just talked about Lifeweaver, not every time. Almost every time we've got a new support, it's really come in and shaken up the meta. So I'm interested to see how she's going to affect things, and how she's going to, mix things up. And yeah, again, like I said, I don't want to talk too much about what was like leaked about her, because I don't know, maybe it's weird, but the devs worked hard on designing this new character, and I don't want to like just publicize the information that was leaked when they didn't want it to be out publicly yet. So yeah, and then just maybe a few thoughts on season 6 as a whole from me. Do I have any thoughts? I mean, I do. I'm excited for the PvE missions. Kind of disappointed there's only 3 of them, but I'm not one of those people who's gonna like go on their TikTok top comments and talk about it every time they post something. It just kills me, because I understand people's disappointment and even their anger about the whole like PvE getting canceled thing, but I also kind of understand from the dev's perspective, not Blizzard's, but from the developer's perspective, what like that there's other things going on behind the scenes that affect that we might not even understand or know about. So they might not necessarily be able to do anything about it, and they're still trying to get PvE out to us. It's just not necessarily in what they said or how they originally said it was going to be. So I'm excited about the PvE missions. I think people said they're not too there's not a whole lot of replayability in them. But honestly, even if they were replayable, I don't think I'm the type of person who would. I'm really excited about the so there's the hero mastery, like the little training courses, and then there's the player progression. And from what I understand, those are two different things. Like the hero mastery is you do the little training courses or whatever they want to call them. You do the courses. And then the player progression is like in your career profile, and it tracks like how many times you use an ability, or like how it's like a stat thing rather than the courses. Because I think they showed like an example, or they released an example of like someone who plays Reinhardt a lot. It tracks like how many fire strikes you hit or how many earth shatter stones you get or something. So that way, like when you, I'm assuming it's going to be on your profile. So that way when you open someone's profile, like you can kind of see what kind of player they are. Like if they're going to be a super aggressive player, or maybe like they play more defensively or whatever. Just those, makes it seem like those are the only two words I know, but it kind of tells you like how they're going to go about the game. Of course, I don't know if that information is going to be available like publicly if your profile is not open, so I don't know. But even if it's not available to everyone else, it's available to yourself, so you can kind of, it's like another tool to kind of evaluate your own gameplay in a way. It's like an objective tool, because the stats don't lie. I mean, they can be manipulated, but they don't lie. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I wonder how it's going to apply to like your past playtime, like if it's gonna like come pre-configured with all of your stuff, all of your stats and everything from your current profile, or if it's going to change, or if it's only going to go out, not change, or if it's only going to go off of like new information that comes in. Like for example, in mine, if it's going to like come in and tell me like how many reses I've gotten in my career. I mean, I think it already does that, does it? Yeah, I think it does. I think it tracks your total. I don't know. I'm interested in what it'll do, like how it works and all that. I think that's really cool. I think it's really cool that they're introducing more things into the game that actually like gives people a point. So not a point, but like it shows them that there's like it show, or how am I trying to word this here? That it gives people, it shows people the progress they've made. It's called player progression. Duh. It shows you like the progress you've made in improving and playing the game, and just how you've evolved as a player. Maybe since like you started playing, or even like in a season or something like that. And so I think that's really cool of them to do, because it's another incentive to like keep playing the game, and which is something I think they really, really need right now, is just incentives to play that aren't battle pass related or shop skin related or whatever. Just separate incentives to bring back the player base, and just spice things up for the people who are still there. And I think Season 6 can really do that. They're going on and on about how it's their biggest content drop ever, which I think it is. I don't think they've ever done as much stuff for a single season, both in Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2. So I think it'll be really, really fun. And I'm honestly kind of sad because I won't be able to play it until Friday. But I will. Actually, maybe I won't. I can't decide if I want to if I'm gonna watch other people, like any streams or YouTube videos on it, or if I'm just gonna wait to experience it myself. A little iffy about them saying they're gonna bring balance changes to half the cast, or like about half the cast, because that's kind of weird. I feel like, most people or most heroes are in a fairly decent spot right now. There's like a select few, I would say, several few maybe, who need some tweaks. Half the cast, I'm not sure about. Maybe that's just something they're doing to, again, like, spice things up. I don't know. I am not a developer. I don't have that kind of experience. I'm not a game designer. I don't know. I can't say. Little worried about if they're gonna touch supports, how much they're gonna touch supports though. Because if they're nerfing Mercy, it's a little concerning that they might be touching other people. Oh my god, yeah, the Kiriko thing. I'll talk about that. Makes no sense to me. I want to be honest. It doesn't make any sense to me. From what I get from their reasoning, they like they want Suzu to be used like actually more as a cleanse. So they want you to actually be using it to cleanse negative effects, which are like I think stuns. The hinder, but if they're gonna get rid of the hinder for Cassidy, I don't see why that matters. Hopefully they get rid of it. Oh, I know they're not. They're nerfing it. Sucks. Anyway, Suzu cleanses that, but like, they're like, we don't want Kiriko's to keep holding on to it. But then they said they want you to use it situationally. So it's like, which one is it? Do you not want Kiriko's to feel like they have to hold on to it, or do you want them to use it situationally? Let's like make up our minds here. Anyway, I think it's weird. I don't think it's necessarily gonna change a whole lot, other than now you won't get healed as much if you just use Suzu to like try to escape or buy time so you can escape. But like I kind of feel like the amount of healing Suzu gave didn't matter that much anyway, and now it's just gonna matter more if you like get antied or something and then you Suzu yourself. It'll just, I don't know, maybe it'll like matter in very specific circumstances, which I think is what they want, but I can't tell. So it seems silly to me. And then getting rid of the boop, I don't understand that one either, but the boop was used in such rare circumstances. I really don't see why it matters to get rid of it, but again, I am not a game designer. I am just a support main, so maybe I don't understand it, especially since I play support. So yeah. Is there anyone else who they got? I mean, Lifeweaver, but I don't think I've played Lifeweaver in a game ever at all, because I didn't really have any interest in playing him when he came out, and then when he did come out, everybody's like, oh, he sucks, and then he just I just have not ever gotten around, and I really don't think he would be a character that's suited to the way I play. So yeah, maybe I will start playing him one day. Could even make a video on it, I guess. But obviously I think with season 6 coming out, I think Illari is going to be the next big focus for everyone. They're still putting heroes in the battle pass, right? Over here. Like she's gonna be in the battle pass. I mean, I'm probably gonna buy the premium one anyway, or the bundle. I'm gonna be the Blizzard shill, and I'm gonna buy the bundle with the co-op, not co-op. Well, they are co-op. The PvE missions. That's what I'm thinking of.
Now I'm having fun.
I'm gonna buy the bundle with the PvE missions in it, but
Ooh, that's got to hurt.
I'm pretty sure. I don't remember seeing anything, and now it's bothering me that I can't, like, I'm not entirely sure about it, because it makes me feel stupid. But yeah, so I'm excited to play her. Probably will have to work my way back around to Lifeweaver, because even now, he seems so confusing, or just like, I don't know, I feel like you get yelled at a lot as playing Lifeweaver, even if you're genuinely trying to help, so might not be the type of character for me. I feel like I'm just rambling on about nonsense now. Is there anything else about that I can think of from season 6? I could talk about the skins, I guess.
3, 2,
Yeah, I mean, skins have always been, the cosmetics have always been on point for Overwatch. I can't argue. I have never been able to fault the skin people, the artists. I can fault the people who are selling them, but I can't fault the artists. The artists have never let me down. I like the Anna Mythic. Anna Mythic. I know some people are like disappointed by it because they don't think it looks, I don't know, they just don't like the way it looks, or they hope it has like better customizations. But I'm like, she's a robot. That's cool as hell. I mean, most of them, everyone in that's Battle Pass theme is a robot, but like that's cool. The customization options that they offered in the trailer, I thought those were pretty cool. And like, she's never not gonna look exactly like, you know, Anna does, because she's a robot. But, or an Omnic if you want to get technical. But I think it looks cool. Kind of funny that Kiriko got a skin again. Makes me laugh. I think she's gotten one almost every season since she was released. Did she get one? She got one. She got Rogue last season. Season 3 was the space opera. I don't think she got one that season. But was that when they did the One Punch Man event, or was that season 2? I genuinely can't remember. My memory's that bad. Anyway, Kiriko has a lot of skins. She's gotten one almost every season since she released, and I think it's funny she's getting another one. The Symmetra skin looks absolutely insane. I love it so much. I thought she was Genji for a minute when I saw like the roadmap, I think it's called, on Twitter. I was like, is that freaking Genji? Did they give Genji one? But no, it was Symmetra. Torbjorn looks terrifying in his skin. It looks like a Halloween skin, but I don't think the season's going to be going on during Halloween, so that one's like a little confusing to me, so I don't know what that is all about. Brigitte's looks nice, a little disappointing, honestly, in my opinion, because I feel like, I don't know, every Brig skin has kind of disappointed me since Vampire Hunter, because I know they can go that hard for Brig, but they haven't. But it doesn't look bad. I don't think the Brigitte skin looks bad. I still like it. I think it's funny that Roadhog and Junkrat got new skins during this event, and then but like they already had Omnic skins released for them, and so it makes me wonder if like the two skins that were released for Hog and Junkrat, if they were supposed to come out with season 6, but then for whatever reason, like, they decided to release them. Was it season 4? Whenever they did, they decided to release them then, and then release the ones they have now in season 6. Because it's kind of like you guys had presumably you had a battle pass plan themed around people being, or like the robots, and then you released 2 of your robot skins like months earlier. I don't know. That's a little conspiracy theory from me. There's no conspiracy. Who else got a skin? I don't remember. I think some people were hoping for a Mercy Mythic. And I mean, I guess I was too, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon, and I can't complain because Mercy's been getting some pretty good skins. Has she been getting a skin every season as well? No. Maybe. Has she? Season 1 it was Miko. Season 2, I don't think she got anything in season 2. They released Winged Victory again as like a summer event, but I don't think she got anything in season 2. I might be getting my seasons mixed up. I think I'm getting my seasons mixed up. No, she didn't get anything season 1. Season 1 was the... I don't remember. Oh my god, this is so bad. Whenever she got Miko, that wasn't during the Kiriko Mythic. I don't think it was. I can't remember. It's not even been a year and I can't remember. Wow. Oh, speaking of it's not even been a year, yeah, they're gonna do an anniversary event, which is kind of funny because I was wondering why they didn't do anything for anniversary this year. I was like, they haven't done anything. Why haven't they done an event? It's because Overwatch 2's anniversary is in October, you idiot. So yeah, I think it's cool they're gonna do an anniversary event. I don't know how it's gonna work because, you know, on previous anniversary events it's been you can just replay the old game mode. So it looks like they're doing that with like Battle for Olympus and the whatchamacallit, what was it? What were the other ones? I don't remember. Battle for Olympus. Oh my god, it's gonna bug me. Hold on, I'm gonna look at the roadmap. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna do a little cheating over here. Battle for Olympus. Star Watch, that one. That's, yeah. And then Mischief and Magic, which is cool again. For some reason, I was thinking of Patchy Marchy, which has not been a thing since literally last March. So I don't know why that was coming to mind. But yeah. So they're doing those three. They're bringing those three back. I don't know if they're gonna make it like they're gonna make it to where you can buy like the skins are available again, because they used to do that, but that was back when like skins were exclusive to loot boxes, and so if you didn't play during the event you couldn't get loot boxes and then you had no chance of getting the skin. Now the event skins are like mostly either available through like you get the free one or whatever through playing whatever event comes out, or it's in the battle pass, or it's in the shop. And so I know they said they want to work on making previous BP skins and like shop skins like available again, but I don't know if they're gonna do that, if they're gonna reserve that for the anniversary event, because that sounds questionable. And I know I think it's this week, or maybe the past 2 weeks, not this week, since last week, and I think up until the season ends, the shop has been reruns from season 1, the cyberpunk. Is that the word? Maybe not. I think it is. It's been reruns from season 1, essentially. So I'm curious to see what they're gonna do, if the anniversary event is just gonna be they brought back the game modes, or if they're gonna do something else for it. It would be cool if they like had a skin associated, but I don't think they're going to, if I'm being entirely honest. Are they doing anything else? Let me go back to my little cheat sheet here. The 3 the 3 PvE events. Oh, they do have that other game mode, it looks like, the Underworld event. I think that's separate from, I'm pretty sure that's separate from the PvE, like that's its own thing. That sounds cool. Don't know if there's gonna be anything associated with that again. I don't, as far as I'm aware, I don't think they're gonna be giving away any skins for free, like in terms of events and like unlocking them, other than in the battle pass, of course, because it looks like they're dropping so much content that they're just not gonna do that. And I guess lastly is pretty much, since I've been rambling on for so long, is probably gonna be the Flashpoint game mode. I'm a little scared for the Flashpoint game mode. It kind of gives me flashbacks to 2CP in a way, which I don't know. I am not one of those people really who wants 2CP to come back, because I never enjoyed that game mode ever, and no amount of nostalgia or rose-tinted glasses will ever make me enjoy it. So I don't know if it's going to run into the same problems 2CP had again, because I haven't played it yet. Just a little concerned about it, and also I get lost on newer maps all the time. Even some like the Overwatch 2 maps that released. I get lost all the freaking time because they're just like so gigantic. Push maps are my biggest problem. My worst enemy is I get lost on them because they're just so gigantic. These ones are, I'm assuming, even larger, and like they're symmetrical for the most part, from what like I understand. I might be getting that wrong, but they're like mostly symmetrical, so that way both teams can like get back to an objective in the same amount of time if they die. So I feel like it'll be like trying exploring like a corn maze or something, especially when it like first drops. It's probably gonna take a while to get used to it. As for the game mode itself, I'm not sure, because it's like, it reminds me, it's like, it's friend. I can speak, I promise. It reminds me of Koth and 2CP mixed together. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I don't necessarily think it'll be a very bad experience. It's just gonna take some getting, probably a lot of getting used to, if I'm being honest. Wouldn't be surprised if we see if Rush becomes big on those maps, because like you're probably going to want to get places very, very fast to cap the point or get there before the other team does, or get back before they get too much progress or whatever. So yeah, really curious about how that's gonna work out. I wonder if they're gonna how Illari is going to play on those. I'd assume probably very well, because they tend to do that. They like to release maps that are good for the new support coming in, unless you're Lifeweaver, who was just horrible on every map when he released. I feel like I'm bullying him a lot, but let's be honest here, he kind of sucked. Depending on who you ask, he still might. But yeah, they like releasing maps where the new heroes are good on them. So I wonder how she's going to fare on the two. I think there's only 2 Flashpoint maps, which is it odd? How many push maps released? I think it was only 2 when the game first dropped as well, or when they when the beta got released. I think it was only 2 push maps. It was Colosseo, and I want to say New Queen Street. I don't think Esperanza was in the pool when the beta dropped. I think that came with like either season 1 or season 2. Again, I can't remember. My memory's like awful right now. But yeah, I think I'm getting close to running out of things to talk about. Now that I did not mean to go on for this long, I honestly thought I'd be talking for like maybe 20 minutes maximum, and now I'm looking at my timer and it's almost at 40. Which is fine, I guess, if you guys don't care. If you've listened this much, thank you. But yeah, I guess I'll just wrap up with my last thoughts on Season 5, because, oh boy, this season was just weird, and since I've talked this much, might as well talk a little bit more, right? Overall, I kind of feel like Season 5 was, I don't know, I don't want to call it a nothing season, but it was kind of boring. Like, they tried to do something really interesting with the battle pass, with like the story, not like the story mode thing, the quest watch, that's what it's called, with the quest watch, but it kind of just falls flat when you realize that you're just reading a couple lines of dialogue that's not even voiced, and that's it, and then you don't really get anything else from that, and it's just like your standard characters playing mischief and magic story, not not D&D. But this, I mean, again, the skins were pretty poppin'. I would have liked to be able to play Team Q. Unfortunately, I could never get 5 people together to actually like queue up with me. But from what I've understand from that is that even if you do have 5 people, the queues are awful no matter what elo you're in. So hope they are able to like fine tune that some more, because I really think that has a lot of potential. Because I know there are a lot of people who like to play in 5 stacks, and then when everybody understands the feeling of when you're playing in a 5 stack, and then when you're going up against a team playing in a 5 stack and you're with a bunch of randoms. It's just not a good time at all. And I really think it's cool to give people the ability to play with their friends, no matter what elo they're in. And I wanted to give it a try real bad, because I didn't necessarily want to play support, but I wanted to give it a try with some of my like family members and their friends. And since they're like a little bit lower than me. Some of them are like just on the brink to where I can't group with them on my when I play DPS. So I wanted to give it a shot, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm hoping they bring it back. Haven't not seen any of them announce that at all. Hope it's not like competitive Mystery Heroes where we have it for one season, then it disappears for a season. And we don't see it for like another 2 months. Yeah, so I'm hoping they bring that back really bad. But other than that, other than the balance changes making people real upset, nothing really happened in Season 5. Like, we got more CC added to the game, and then they realized, oh, maybe we shouldn't add that much CC, and only took it back a little bit. The ᵐᵉᵒévʲ changes, I'm not even gonna go into those. Yeah. I think Season 5 was like, they probably didn't do anything, or at least a whole lot, other than make people real mad with this Cassidy and May changes, and I guess they did with the Widow. I don't hear anybody complaining about Widow anymore, or at least not a whole lot, so maybe those were a little bit successful. I'll mark those as a success. But I really think they didn't do anything a whole lot like balance-wise in Season 5, throughout Season 5, because they were probably gearing up for the big changes that they were gonna do, or the like larger amount of changes, I should say. I really don't think they're gonna like fundamentally change anyone anywhere, or like drastically change them so much to where they're like a completely different character. But like just the amount of changes that they're teasing, I think that's what's gonna make Season 6 like really stand out. Whether that's in a good way or a bad way, I don't know yet. I'm hoping it's in a good way, because I'm getting, honestly, everybody wants to talk about how Overwatch is dying or dead already, and I'm like, sure, whatever. But like, I'm getting tired of listening to people talk about how much Overwatch is dying and or dead. Like, we get it. Stop at this point. Everybody who plays this game understands that at this point. We don't need to hear it repeated like every time, you know? I'm reaching my limit on it, and can we get, like, I'd love to see the devs do something to like actually bring back support for the game. And I'm really hoping Season 6 is able to do that. I do kind of have a feeling we're just going to get a lot of people going, this isn't the PvE you promised, though. So I think they already are. So be prepared for that. I'm preparing myself for it. Because, yeah. But overall, I think it's going to be a good season. Barring whatever changes they have in mind. Yeah. I think that's about it. If you've listened to me talk and ramble about nonsense for this long, thank you so much. I'm sorry I've been all over the place. I don't have any kind of script or anything. I'm literally just like sitting on the floor in my room, just having a chat. Yeah. I think I have one more video on that. I'm gonna try to get one more video on Season 5. It'll probably be in quick play, because I think, like, I'm sure you guys are well aware by now that I don't like playing comp end of season, because it's just leavers and throwers and people who genuinely don't care anymore because the season's about to end, so it's not a fun experience. So probably won't have any more comp until next week at the earliest. I'm hoping for next Monday. Not too sure how that'll go. Yeah, one more video on Season 5. Probably will be a quick play one. Might be a DPS one, depending on whether my cousin decides to play with me or not. We're trying to get like a little group together. So it might be a DPS one. Hope that's not too much of a big deal. But anyway, if you got this far, again, thank you so much. That's all I have to say for today. I know it's been a lot, but I really hope you enjoyed this video of me just rambling, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.